Hey, so today, yesterday was the National School Walkout organized by students from Parkland and then students all across the nation. And it was fantastic and wonderful, and I've talked about that already. But I want to talk about something else, and that is there is this trend on social media and in some other media outlets to really start pushing this walk up, not out narrative. And I think there's some really toxic issues related to that I want to talk about and kind of go through. First, as a disclaimer, if any student organized a walk up, not a walkout, or is your idea that you wanted to connect with people in your school, that is completely admirable, and I applaud that, and I would support that at my school as well. It's fantastic that you're focusing on building community and building bridges between different groups and reaching out to people that don't always get connected. That's fantastic, and keep up the good work. This is not about you or your desire to do that. But what it is really addressing the adult culture that's responding to these youth movements that is trying to do a couple things. So that's going to bring it to the first major criticism that I have about the walk up, not out hashtag and movement is that it's adults co-opting a youth movement. Youth have been organizing this and have been putting out there and have shown amazing tenacity and intelligence and organizational skill to get this done. And so for adults to come in and say, hey, what you're doing is not good enough. We have a better idea that we would like you to do instead. And we're going to ridicule your idea as being ineffective and pointless and stupid. Really doesn't sit well with me. I work with kids every single day, and they know what they need to do. They can come up with their own ideas. They don't need to be fed it from a teacher. They can do this on their own. And this is what they wanted to do. So, take a number and get in the back of the line. Do something next time on your own. Don't co-opt what the kids are doing. The second major argument that I have with it is that it really presents an either or fallacy. It says that you can either walk out of school or you can walk up to students that you don't know and build bridges and connections. And the fact of the matter is you can do both. The student leaders that organized the one at Bellevue High School do both. They reach out to students, they build connections, they invite people to their organization, they try to understand different perspectives and to reach out to people. So you can do both. It's not an either or thing. And I think it's really problematic to say, like, if you're doing one, that means you're not doing the other. That's just not true. You can accomplish it all. And which brings me to my third criticism of the walk up, not out movement, and that is that it is completely critical of protest as being completely ineffective and detrimental to community. And that is the opposite of what history has shown us. Almost every great move forward in our society, every time a new group gets additional rights or their story is heard, it's because of protest. Whether that's the labor movement, whether that's the civil rights movement, the Chicano movement, all types of different things, the ethnic studies movement, all of these things is due to protests, and really youth protests specifically, not even looking at it broader, but youth, right? Youth in Birmingham got national media to see how bad conditions were for African Americans in the South. All of these different things, youth protest is effective, and if it wasn't effective, they wouldn't take it. Yes, it costs something. It costs class time. It costs, time and energy and money and effort and all those different things, but it is proven to be effective, and that's why people continue to do it. So don't get so tied up in the inconvenience of protest and what you do lose to not be able to see the bigger picture of what you're able to accomplish. And then my final thing, and I think this is the most toxic of all of them and what needs to be addressed, is that it shifts the blame to students for school shootings. And you may not be intending to say that when you do this, but if the idea is, well, you need to walk up to kids who are feeling outcasts or feeling bullied and make them feel welcome, then the conclusion that line of thinking is that the reason school shootings happen are because of that. So I think that that's a big logical fallacy that needs to be addressed and that people need to pay attention to, is that it's not kids' responsibility to fix the school shooting problem. It's adults. And so what are you going to do to challenge that? Are you going to keep questioning kids and how they're trying to approach it and deal with this situation? Or are you going to do something authentic and real to bring about change in our communities? But don't put the responsibility and the blame on students, or the responsibility to fix it on students, even though they are taking charge and leading change. So that's my thoughts on the topic. We'll see you next time.